on, YouTube? What's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on? Uh, take, hold on. Show y'all something. Let's see. I'm looking. Turn y'all around. Let's see. We got some action around. See this guy. Let's see if he gonna make it in there. He been trying, pull a tanker. He probably got one of the easiest trailers to pull in that spot. Short as it is, he been trying to skip the curb and everything else. Oh, close to Jimmy Dean, but he alright. I think he gonna get in there. He need to stop, pull up. Yeah, stop and pull up, homeboy. Good job. He finally got it in there. He struggled there for a little bit. And he got a short trailer. Look at CFI. Look how long this trailer is compared to that prime tanker. And it was taking him a while. He was going to skip over that curb. He's trying to skip over the curb for whatever reason. But, man, this is I didn't even start this video wanting to talk about this, but this is like the most dangerous place in a trucker's career. This is where you keep your job or lose your job, and all these tight area parking spots, and a lot of drivers won't, a lot of drivers, they'll sit back and they'll talk about you on the CV radio and they won't help, and if you are expert backer, or you back very well, you sitting there watching a man struggle, help the man. I think some of these seasoned drivers forget that, they were new to the game too. They were new to the game, and at that particular time, trucking wasn't one of those deals where there was as many trucks on the road and parking at the same time. Like everybody at that time, you ran paper logs, so everybody parked at different times. You didn't have truck stops that were completely filled up. But right now, this truck stop here, man, if you can, I don't know if you can see down there, but I mean, this thing is packed. It's a log jam. It's a log jam around here. So, it's hard to park at times because everybody has so many tight parking spots. But if you good at parking and guys struggling, at least help him out. Or at least keep him from hitting anything. I mean, if a guy's parking beside me or in the area and I feel like I can help him, I'll try. I'm not what I would call an expert backer. I get it in the hole, and I try to get it in the hole without hitting anything. So that's the most important thing, because quite honestly, you can end your career before it ever gets started if you continue to hit things. You might get one depending on how bad the damage is, and one freebie, and they'll, maybe look over it. But if you hit multiple trucks, your trucking career can end very quickly, just as quick as it began. But I'm gonna turn y'all back around. So what I wanted to talk about was, I talked about my company in another video, but I never really told y'all what company I work for. So I at least want to let y'all know what company I work for, and tell you a little bit about it. You know, not it's not I'm not recruiting, but if you want to come over, you might as well put my information down and help your boy out. You know, and I'll help you out with the knowledge and information that regarding the company I work for, because I feel like it's a pretty good company, especially after your first year in trucking. But because I hadn't took care of my housekeeping duties, so my housekeeping duties. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like the video, you can hit that too. Please leave a comment, suggestions, things that I need to do better, things that you would like for me to talk about. You know, leave a comment. You know, and I'll answer it. I might make a video about what you leave a comment about. Again, I don't feel like I'm a YouTube trucker or nothing like that. I'm just a trucker that happens to make a YouTube video here and there. You know, I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but I'm learning. I'm on a journey, and I just want to share my thoughts and what I've learned on my journey with others, if it can help them. But no further ado, show you what company I work for. And don't laugh in my head. Need a haircut. But okay, so I'm with Crete Carriers. So tell you a little bit about Crete Carriers. Crete, they have dry van division, which is Crete. Their reefer division is Schaefer. Their flatbed division, they got a flatbed division, Hunt Transport, and they do flatbed step deck mainly. But the dry van division, it's like 85 to 90% drop and hook. I'm on a regional, which the regional fleet that I'm on, it's called the Mid-South region. So their region is a little bit different. Their regional is the Midwest and the South. You know, most trucking companies, when they say, well, you know, you're on a regional run, they maybe 3 or 4 states, maybe 5 states, but I go all the way up to the middle of the country, come back down. Now, at times, I may get a load going a little bit farther east and a little bit farther west, but normally when that happens, I could decline it and tell them it's out of my region if I choose to do so. But if they send it to me, what I normally do is if they get me right back, then I'm cool with it. If not, then, you know, I'll tell them, hey, I don't want to go out of my region. But normally my driver manager, she's pretty cool. She gets me out and back into my region rather quickly. It's not give me like shit. Like, for instance, you know, if I go down to Georgia, then I'm gonna come back over into the Midwest. Or if I go into the Carolinas, then they'll get me back to the Midwest or the South. You know, Kentucky. You know, if I go to Ohio, that's as far as I'm going. Is like Columbus, Ohio. I don't go over into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or nothing like that. And as far west I go is like Denver, Colorado. Well, Salt Lake City, Utah. I'll go out there, and they normally get me right back, and I don't mind that when they do it. It's not frequently. I don't do it in the winter. Hadn't done it in the winter. I told my driver manager that I run up a little bit north, but I prefer to stay in the south. And I mentioned it, and I've not had many problems with it. I mean, Illinois sometimes, but most of the winter I didn't even go to Illinois. You know, for a large part of the winter. I would go to Missouri, but then I ran Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana for a large part. Nebraska and Kansas, they got me there. So I did catch a little bit of snow, but nothing crazy. I wasn't up in the mountains or anything like that. Okay. So now that I mentioned what company I'm with, I'm gonna turn y'all back around. I don't know, there's some action going on around here. I don't know, it's a tow truck right here. But there you go. But the company I start off at, and I don't mind telling you, I start off at 46 cents a mile. I think they start you off higher than that now. But I started. I got a year in, so a little bit over a year, about a year and a month now. I started last 2019. Whenever you're watching this, 2019, the last week of February. Okay, so right now it's the last full week of March 2020. So yeah, I did. I started a year ago. So I started off at 46 cents a mile, and the way they do is, as long as you have 30,000, what they call safe miles in a quarter, then they give you, it's either a 2 cent or 3 cent bonus. So it's more like I'm making not 46, but either 48 or 49 cents a mile when I started off. Okay, as long as I do my 30,000 miles in the quarter. Okay, so after 30,000 miles, your first 30,000 miles, and this is different, you go from 46 cents a mile to 47 cents a mile. They give you a penny raise, and they do the same thing again after you do 60,000 miles. So after 60,000 miles, you get another penny, and so it's more like if you was making 47, then you go to 48, and after your year, they'll give you another penny. So, which is where I'm at now. I make 49 cents a mile plus safety bonus for obtaining 30,000 miles in a quarter, and not and it being safe, no accidents. So that's what I make. As far as the truck, I got this truck. When I got this truck, it was brand new, 1,100 miles, and it had is all it had on it. It was brand new. I pulled the plastic off the people net and the radio, so that tell you how new it was. I think this probably was the pull truck when they hauled it, when they brought it into the terminal with the 1,100 miles. It sounds like that's where the 1,100 miles come from. You know, when you see the trucks on the interstate pulling in the other trucks, brand new trucks. Now this was the truck that was doing the work. So, but I hadn't had any problems out of it. The orientation process took a week. They'll weed you out the door first thing. First thing you come in, they have you take a drug test, urine sample. They take a urine sample from you, and they take a hair follicle sample from you as well. And the way I'm bald, so because I'm bald, it doesn't mean they don't get it. They get it, whether it be up under your arm, from your leg, or whatever the case may be. But that's what they did with me. You do first day, they don't consider you hired until I think like Wednesday, even though you start on Monday. They bring you in, And most of the people that I talked to, they didn't bus in. They actually got rental cars, drove rental cars in, because on that Monday of orientation, and just to clarify, because I'm all over the place. I'm not moving in line. That's because I'm seeing all this action. I wasn't expecting all this action going on, but you know, but yeah, my home terminal is Wilmer, Texas, which is right outside of Dallas on 45. If you're going 45 south, um, it's right before you leave out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But yeah, so they bring you in, do your testing and everything, and then you got all the computer testing, all the paperwork you got to fill out, all that the normal stuff when you start a company. And then the next day, you know, they do a little bit more. They do a little bit more paperwork and go over the videos and all that. So on that Wednesday, oh my bad. Also on Monday, what they do is they do a driving test. They get that out of the way on Monday too. Ain't no use in you going any farther if you can't pass the driving test. So they do that. After they do the driving test and all that, on Wednesday they will tell you pretty much. If you're hired, and then once you're hired, then they'll tell you you're an employee now, and they'll send you through the rest of your videos and paperwork. And then Thursday is kind of a light day, and then it normally ends on Thursday. Friday, you get your truck. But what I had to do, I had to take a sleep study test. You know, I don't use a CPAP. I use what they call a oral appliance. It's a mouthpiece you stick in your mouth and pushes your jaw forward. And if you're breathing, if it corrects your breathing enough, then you don't have to necessarily use a mouthpiece. Use a CPAP machine. Okay. But you have to have it's not just going to the store, Walmart, buying one of those. You got to go through a dentist or a doctor, sleep study doctor. But after that, that's pretty it as far as the hiring process. Just the company itself. I think it's a pretty good company. Everybody seems to be nice. You know, they keep you encouraged. They help you out if you got any questions. You know, they keep me running. Again, I rarely sit. I can do. Sorry about that. But I hit 2,300 miles a week, between 23 and 3,200 miles a week is what I normally do. Of course, some weeks is less than that. Some weeks, you know, it's hardly more than the 32. But, you know. Alright, YouTube, I'm back. To finish up, I know I was talking about the company. I don't know where I left off exactly. But what I was saying is that that the orientation process is straightforward. It's pretty much they rent you a car, get you there, you do your paperwork, and your driving test the first day. You do more paperwork and watch more videos and all that. Second day, the third day, they should have your test results back from your hair follicle test and your urine sample. If you have to take a sleep study, they have you do that. And then after that, you get assigned a truck. And I think that's Thursday. You may have to wait an extra day on Wednesday or Thursday. Well, on Thursday, you may not get your result. May not get your official hire packet until Friday, but it's not out of the normal. It's they say that's normal. It happens. And then once they assign your truck, if you got a truck there in Wilmer, um, you'll take that truck. If your truck is not in Wilmer, like maybe it's in Kansas or at one of the other terminals, what they do is they'll rent you a car, and if it's just you, then you'll drive up there. But if you and one of your other orientation mates is needing both y'all trucks in the same place, then y'all would share a car, and you drive up there, and they pay you for your miles to drive up there to get your truck. Like I said, I was fortunate to get a brand new truck at the time. It was a 2019 Cascadia. It's new then. I mean, it's got 140 something thousand miles on it now. I put all of them except for 1,100 miles on it. Like I said, I'm a regional guy, so my pay is different. If you decide to go national, it's a little bit better. I think they start you off up there around 49 to 50 something cent a mile if you go national. I know it's different than what I make. Like I said, I started off at 46, and then if you decide to go Schaefer, it's even more than that. I think they'd start you up at maybe 50, 52 cent a mile, something like that. Okay, so like I said, I get good miles every week for the most part. I mean, there's weeks that I get on the lower half of 2,000, but majority of the weeks it stays kind of around that 2,800 range. Great weeks is up there in the 3,000, 3,200 mile range. I run my time out most of the time, so I don't do I don't do a whole lot of running off of recaps. I just run hard, and then I do a 34 most of the time, and the reason why I do that is because I just don't want them to try to give me a load, and then they can't give it to me because I don't have enough time to deliver it. If you're on a national account, it's different because you got longer runs. But with me in the region, you got these 600-mile runs, sometimes 800-mile runs, and you love to take it, but it needs to deliver in 2 days, and you don't have enough hours to deliver it in 2 days. So, or a day, it has to deliver the next day, whatever the case may be. You don't necessarily have the hours. I don't like getting into that situation, so I just run it. I just run it all out, and most of the time I try to reset on Saturday or Sunday. It was most of the time Saturday going into Sunday. That's how I watched football. I like football, and again, I'm on a 6-day fleet too, so that's one thing. In the region, you got 6 day. I think you got 7, 14, 21 day fleet. And, I picked the 6 day because of my situation. I have twins and a 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old twins and a 5-year-old, and a wife at home. And I like the fact that I can get home when I need to be home with a 6-day fleet. Now, do I go home every 6 days? No. A lot of times I'll stay out for 2 weeks just because I maximize my money when I stay out. Because, of course, when you go home, they have to route you home. And they route you home on the day that you want to get home. So you may take a shorter load to get home versus them having a better load for you if you stay out. So you have to keep that in mind, when you're trying to go home for you newer drivers. Like I said, I enjoy the company. You hardly meet what you call strangers. Everybody's helpful, even the drivers you see on the road. They'll help you out. Some you don't know, they'll share the knowledge with you. You ask them, they'll tell you. They're pretty much an open book for the majority of them. I've not met it. Maybe one driver that said anything bad about the company, and I mean he didn't even say it. He just sounded like he was frustrated, and he said he was here for 8 years. So if you're still here after 8 years and you wasn't talking about leaving, and he wasn't talking about leaving, I think he was just frustrated at the situation. Then apparently the company can't be too bad. So again, I'm gonna close this video up because I've been talking for a while, but we had action. So action, when you got action, you gotta watch the action, because there's action around here at the truck stop. It's drivers out here. They sit there and they'll sit and watch you back into another guy's truck, and then talk about you on the radio. So which like I said, these guys forget sometimes. I think they forget that they were once new drivers. We all had to start somewhere, and if you've been driving for 10 years, 15 years, 20, however long it's been, you can help a young guy out, then help him out. Don't let him sit there and back into somebody's truck and lose his job before it really gets started, when you could have helped him out. But yeah, feel free to leave comments, like the video, subscribe. If you have any questions about the company, I'll be more than happy to share the information. If you need me to refer you, I'll be more than happy to do that too. I'm not making the video for referrals, but if you want to come over here, I'll refer you. Let your boy refer you. Anyway, if you decide you want to come this route, but whatever you decide to do, I pray that it's what you do it well, and in all honesty, I hope you prosper in it. And like I said, if there's anything I can help you with, or any answers I can give you, I'll be more than happy to give them to you. You guys, be safe out there. Drive safely. Those that's trying to get it into trucking, you can do it. Just focus on learning information to pass your test, and move forward in the trucking. It's an industry that needs drivers. So again, you guys have a great day.